Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you again today. And what I'm going to do is just basically talk about something that I had came across somebody's video, one of my girls, and her name is Newborn DJ. It's NEWBORNDJ. Okay, and I said I was going to do this video because rather than write an extremely long message and be detail oriented as I am, um, I'd rather just go here while I'm doing my makeup and just talk to you guys about this subject. And the subject is actually about diet pills. And I know a lot of us women, we actually, whenever for some reason people use diet pills, or if they had gastric bypass surgery, now it's more that, people are coming out and telling that they had these things or have used these things. But there was a time where, and it still is, where this stuff was shunned upon. And a lot of people don't like to talk about that they did it. I think because a lot of people consider it a shortcut or the easy way out or whatever. But if you've ever endured having to lose weight, especially if you're at the mark of being obese or morbidly obese, there is no easy way. Okay? So that's just my personal opinion. We have to use any measures and avenues and options that we have. And if we have more options now to alleviate some of the strain that is when you're losing weight, or to ensure, or um, to give as many points towards ensuring that it's not going to return, or it can, basically it's just like a weapon, and you want to make sure you have as many weapons in your fort to ensure that the safety, and also that the stuff won't return. So that's why I don't consider any of those things a shortcut. Now, with that being said, I'm sorry, you guys. Now, with that being said, um, I am going to admit I've been on diet pills on and off for since Nene was a baby, and that's been for the last 16 years. Now, when I say on and off, I'm saying a year or a year and a half on, off, and then maybe I do it for 4 or 5 months straight, and then do it, not do it for another year and a half or whatever. There are risks with diet pills, and I'll name the actual ones that I was on. I actually went to a weight loss doctor, and he literally, Dr. Mendez, he literally just does diet pills. Okay? Um, so, uh, they're not very cheap, but for what it does, yeah, you'll pay it. Okay? Now, the pills that I was on are called Phentermine. Now, they have different Phentermines out there. Um, there are different levels, different doses. I've been on all of them. What he used to do is regulate what I ate that week and how my weight loss was, and then maybe if I had cravings in the evening more than in the morning, then he would fluctuate between a certain amount of dosage for AM and PM or whatever. Okay, so there's many different doses out there. Okay, when you're on this, A, you can't be a diabetic. B, you can't have high blood pressure. However, most people, I'm going to tell you the truth, lie and say they don't have any of these things. Now, as for me, I have not been on them since Pootie has been born. Actually, a month before Pootie was born, not a month before he was born, a month before he was conceived, I actually went out and bought a month supply. So I actually still to this day have a month supply, and I call it my emergency stash, um, of Phentermine. Okay, a lot of people, like I said before, lie and say they're not on this. I'm sorry, lie and say they're not on this. Yes, that they haven't indulged in diet pills. Yes, they do. And they also lie to get the pills and say that they don't have high blood pressure or diabetes. Now, as for me, I said I have not went back, so I have not had to lie to get the medication. but I do have a stash of it. I have not used it because I am afraid to use it because I am now a diabetic. I do not have high blood pressure though. Okay? Now, one second. Okay. If you want to know what my hair is, I just did a Chinese ponytail. You guys can't see it that good because of lighting. Okay. Um, Now, Fendermane has side effects. These side effects are as follow: heart palpitations. You also have insomnia. You have dry mouth. You have constipation, maybe. Now, all of these are maybes, but you will have one of these one way or another. Period. One at least of these you will have. Um, Now, I used to feel heart palpitations all the time, and a lot of people say, "Well, why would you be on it?" The reason why a person would go ahead and endure being on diet pills, um, I believe, is because they're backed into a corner. Now, people say, "Well, if you have heart palpitations, then why would you continue to be on them?" Um, you're fat. You have heart palpitations regardless. So, therefore, um, at least in your mind, this is my mindset. At least I'm getting something out of having these things I'm going to already have anyway. These heart palpitations. So that's why I continue to be on them. Um, if you're not morbidly obese and newborn DJ, you are not morbidly obese. You are not even considered probably obese. You're not even in that range yet. Would I use them if I was you? No. Only because, like I said, you are not at a desperation level. Even though you may think you are, there are so many options out there for somebody that's not morbidly obese. Now, those same options are out there for somebody that's obese and morbidly obese. However, it's extremely harder if you in a certain category. A, because biologically your body, your fat cells don't react the same as somebody that's not morbidly obese. B, the weight issue of actually carrying around the weight and the exercise level that you'll be able to do or the lack thereof. All of these issues are going to come into play. So, if you're not morbidly obese, no, I don't recommend that you use diet pills. If you are morbidly obese, I still don't recommend that you use diet pills. However, if you're backed into a corner and you almost don't have no way to turn, you don't have money for gastric bypass surgery or the sleeve surgery, your insurance is not trying to pay for it, and you can't suppress your appetite, if that's your issue on your own, yes, you should go and do it. Should you be mindful and wise and go to a real doctor and not just order it offline? Yes. I actually had to go into the office. Over the years, I've lived all the way across town, nowhere near this doctor. His name is Dr. Mendez. I've tried to convince him to mail me because I'm a regular customer. And he knows me. He knew me since I was no, not 16. He's known me since I was 19, 20 years old. So I'm like, yeah, can you mail them to me? And he still refused to do it. The reason why is because he does want to see you. He does want to check your pressure level for that day, which may or may not be elevated for that day, but he does want to check that. He also wants to give you nutrition advice. He also wants you to talk about your eating habits, if they've changed. He also want to talk about if there's any stressors on you that have changed in your life. He also wants to talk about when do you get your cravings, because he actually times your pill intake, which is 2 a day. He times your pill intake around when your excessive cravings are. As for me, he knows my weakness is not the morning. He knows I don't eat until afternoon. I've always been like that. That's probably why my metabolism is so jacked up. But yeah, so he makes sure he plans my intake around 12 in the daytime, and noon is my first pill intake. Where yours may be 9 because you get up early and you start eating and all that. I get up early, but I don't start eating until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So So yeah, that's why he wants you to actually come in. Now, Dr. Mendez, unlike some doctors, and I've been to another doctor or two for the same thing that does the same, specialize in the same thing. Dr. Mendez, actually gives you 2 pills a day. A lot of people that's trying to stretch their money or be cheap, usually if they don't have, if they're not a compulsive eater, that is, they do 1 pill a day, and where he gives you a 2 day supply for 30 days for a certain price, um, you can stretch that out for 2 months if you're only using 1 pill. So a lot of people do that. As for me, I did it only sometimes, and I only did it not because I was trying to be cheap per se, because I think it's pretty reasonable for the what you get out of it. And I'll tell you in a second, literally how much weight you can lose off of it. Um, I did it because I was only an eater that ate once a day anyway, so I wasn't a compulsive eater. My problem is not compulsive eating, unlike what most people, when they assume and see somebody that's obese or somebody that's my size, they assume automatically that they're a compulsive eater. That's not my issue. I'm not a compulsive eater. I'm a person that is not mindful of what I put in my mouth. Okay? So, when I do eat, which is usually once a day, and it's usually in the evening time, for one, I haven't fueled my body all day long, so therefore my body is not burning the fat as it should. And B, I am not mindful of what I eat. I eat whatever I want when I do eat, so that's also another thing. And your body holds on to the fat because in essence it's actually starving. See, a lot of people don't understand. Fat people actually know, if you want to use that word fat, because see, fat, that doesn't bother me. That word has no power over me. It's just a word to me. So when I use that, I hope I don't offend anybody, because I'm definitely not offended by it. Fat people don't understand. I mean, when people look at fat people, they don't understand that we actually know more than anybody about nutrition. You may say, how is that? You're fat. How is that you know so much about nutrition? The reason why is because food is such a big part of our life. We learn it. Okay? And it's almost as if you learn your craft. Okay? Or you perfect your craft. We learn it. So therefore, excuse me, guys. So therefore, we know a lot about it. Okay? I could tell you the ounces, the measurements, the fat content, the sugar content, and the calories of almost anything, literally off the top of my head. Okay? Why? Because, and another reason is not because we learned our craft, also because we've always been on and off of diets. So therefore, we've learned these things over the years, especially if you battled it as long as I have, which is since childhood. So, by me being on and off of diets and all that kind of stuff, I've gotten to a place where I can literally just tell you the calories of anything. So, when people see fat people, they assume, oh, they know nothing about nutrition. They don't know how to eat properly. No, we do. It's just that you don't implement it in your life. It's just with anything. People know smoking is bad for you. But do they stop because they know it's bad? No. There's a lot of doctors that actually smoke, and they're doctors. Because that doesn't mean, just because they're knowledgeable in that area, doesn't mean that they implement that in their life. So, and also to sum this all up, like I said, I don't recommend it if you're not backed into a corner. You have options, and your body has the ability to lose weight without a codependent or without a something to assist you that would actually maybe have the potential to harm your body. I literally lost, and I always, every time I go on it, anywhere between, in 30 days, I can lose 30 pounds definite. Sometimes 35. The reason why is because my family carries a lot of water weight, and I do as well. So a lot of it is water weight in the beginning. So it's not necessarily fat that I'm losing, but it is weight. And all it matters when you're trying to lose weight is that number going down. Really, that's what we look at. So, yeah. But the thing is, you can gain it back just as quick. And that's the issue with diet pills. So, I hope this has assist you, newborn DJ. And I hope this has assist any of you other people. Make sure you comment and subscribe. I love you guys, and I'm doing some more videos. Be blessed.